What's good, WTF Nation Radio? Welcome to the Sports Bar Live, March the 10th, 2024. I said too many 2020s. All right, but I'm hyped. I had some coffee right before the stream went live. I am one half of the show host, the actual King Smith, aka the U.S. Air Force veteran. And to my right over here is my main man, Coach. Coach, let the people know something.
What do you hear? What do you say? Oh, my dear God Almighty, am I hyped for a daggone fight that nobody wants to watch? I just watched a shit ton of racing today. I swear to God, I'm waiting for baseball season to show up, but screw baseball season. The NFL's still going a little bit nuts. Sports world's going crazy. King, how in the hell are you doing today, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good, but man, had a little bit of technical difficulties, but man, are we here? And not only that, we have a lot of people in the building, Coach. So let's make sure that we provide some top-notch WTF edutainment this evening, man. How does that sound?
Well, I will give some top-notch entertainment, but for you first, Jim Bob, U.S. Air Force veteran. The fuck is this cringe? Motherfucker! Don't you dare talk about my goddamn co-host like that. Don't you dare. That's my brother from another mother. All right? Don't you dare. In the fucking check, U.S. Air Force veteran. The fuck is that cringe? Jim Bob, you can kiss my white ass. You ever talk about my man King again like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Vets stick up for other vets.
Goddamn two-name having redneck motherfucker.
Hey, you know what, Jim Bob? I still love you. You sound like, with a name like Jim Bob, that must be somebody from Alabama, which I am from Alabama, Roll Tide, and I know a couple of Jim Bobs.
A name like Jim Bob means that your family tree forks maybe once.
All right, we got a lot of people in the building, so let's acknowledge them real quick. We got God Happen to Me. That's my boo thing. She said, good evening. I appreciate you. And Justin Brooks checked in over on YouTube and Facebook with the hello. Hey, Justin, I appreciate that, man.
Hey, Justin, how you doing today, pal?
Hey, man. We got Michelle earlier over on Facebook as well. We got Coach Man in the chats over at the sports bar. And Justin said he's checking in from Rapid City, South Dakota. So we got South Dakota in the building. That's what I like to see. We know that WTF Nation.
That's Radar's neighbor.
Hey, we know that WTF Nation Radio.
There's only 5 people that live in South Dakota, and one of them's Radar.
Yep. So Michelle said, King, your camera is flipped because my words are backwards. So here's the thing. I don't know how to change just my image without swapping everything.
Yeah, man. I had that same freaking problem too.
Because I'm using 2 different applications, like one for the background, one for me. And yeah, I tried swapping and it was a huge fail. Let's see. We got Amy in the building said, wait, there's sports and sportsing is a sporting right now. All right. And we got North Carolina checking in.
North Carolina, come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Take your
feel like a helicopter.
Who am I?
Petey Pie,
motherfucker. Oh, come on, you from North Carolina. Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a good show today.
Tonight.
We are going to have a fun show tonight. Shout out to Mike Larson. Mike Larson, Pop Culture Warrior shared a video on his page about your story with Manu Bennett from Spartacus. Are you okay? Apparently, y'all were like face to face at a convention, and it was a very interesting conversation that Pop Culture Warrior had to witness.
Fuck up. Jim Bob, 5 minutes into the stream and you've heard absolutely nothing relevant. Let me explain something that would be relevant to you. Your sister is over naked in the bedroom right now. We're about to go ahead and talk sports after our introduction. You want to go ahead and rag on us, troll? Go right the hell ahead. Estrella Carrera from Panama comes in every week. She has absolutely nothing bad to say, but your two-name having redneck ass is going to freaking talk shit about us. Motherfucker, you are on the other side. You can go ahead and leave if you'd like. I've got no motherfucking problem. Hey, Heath, how the hell are you doing? Let me say this from one person who has a first name and not two fucking first names. You are welcome here, Keith. Jim Bob, your sorry ass. Keep commenting on there. I'll talk sports. I'll spin your fucking head around with how much damn knowledge we're going to drop on your ass. But keep being negative. That's the reason why your sorry ass has two first names, can't get a date outside of your family tree, have absolutely nothing to do with your daggone life whatsoever, and your sad little decrepit ass is sitting down there watching Fox News on your damn computer trying to talk shit to people that you have no fucking clue who you're trying to fuck with. Get the fuck out of here, you name having fucking homo.
He said, "Wait, what did I walk into?" shout out, shout out to Richard Bracco.
Right. So who else is still here? A two-name having redneck named Jim Bob.
All right, hey, Coach. We have several shows that are on WTF Nation Radio.
Yes, you do.
Why don't you run down what all we have here as I display it up on the screen? You have the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, 6 nights a week, we come to you live on U.S. Army WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio, as well as our own personal page, the Sports Bar, and the other show pages. We come to you live 6 nights a week at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Start off the week with us, the Sports Bar. Head over to Monday with the returning Ice, back on Monday edition, hosting it up, talking to you about everything that's going to be happening around the world, dealing with your own personal life. That comes on Monday. On Tuesday, our boy, Mike Carrasquillo, and our boy, Mike, will be bringing to you Pop Culture Warrior. My man just saw R2-D2 and just saw Rosario Dawson this weekend, well along many other people that he went ahead and saw. And he's going to have a recap for you, plus some special guests on Pop Culture Warrior. Wednesday, the Smoke Pit. Hey, the one from over in South Dakota. Where's old boy from South Dakota? What's his name? I don't even know what his name is, but you're one of the 5 people that live in South Dakota. And guess who else lives in South Dakota? Radar and TZ, who doesn't live in South Dakota, but they will be coming to you live 8 o'clock on Wednesday on the Smoke Pit. Bullshit sessions left and right, talk about whatever is on your mind. And on Thursday, Ice is back. Usually Spank is there, but it all depends. She's over there with her daughter on spring break, and we definitely want to give her a little bit of time off. But when she comes back, Sergeant's Time will be there on Thursday, talking about everything that's dealing with the military. We just had Hots and Cots on last week. They are also got a great app. In fact, we'll leave that link for the app in the chats, and also check it out, Army WTF Moments in the info section. Hots and Cots was on last time. Great app. On top of that, too, they're also, to help raise funds, selling some merch. You might see some great little merch in there that has U.S. Army WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio, and Hots and Cots on there. Definitely take a look at it and go ahead and buy it. Now, King, I think I did. So that means I'm not getting paid Friday. And this Friday, our boys, Kaz and Pookie, are back with Friday Night Freedom, wrapping up the entire week worth of news, talking to you live every daggone week, 6 nights a week, 8 p.m. on U.S. Army WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio, our own personal pages, and that is across Facebook, Twitter, now known as X, Kick, and YouTube. King, let's fucking put this thing off, seeing that Jim Bob's out of the damn chats. Redneck motherfucker.
Hey, man. All right. Let's talk about the Hot and Cots real quick prior to us getting into the show. I wish we would have had something like Hot and Cots. It's kind of like an Airbnb slash no. I'm sorry, not Airbnb. I put the wrong title up. It's like a Yelp for Army, Air Force, well, pretty much all service branches, barracks. And I guess the problem became so bad right? That it got made it all the way up to Congress, the levels of face. So the fact that we're here in 2024, the app launched late 2023, that you have this application. I really hope that the active duty reserve people that are in these barracks in sometimes deplorable conditions take advantage of that app so that the servicemen and women can get the help and resources that they need to have livable living conditions. We aren't asking for top notch, room service like we did in the Air Force. We're just saying livable conditions, right? Did I lose you?
They're not livable conditions. No, 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 no. They're not livable conditions. If you take a look to see what is actually on the app, trust me, you'll see some good ones. You'll see some really shitty ones. And I will say that you definitely will be seeing some real shitty ones coming out around there. And when you see them, you'll be a little disgusted. But we're also going to report on almost everything that comes out there with all of the stuff in hots and cots. So we will highlight what bad food is being served at these defects. They'll highlight the deplorable conditions of the mold inside there, and then they'll definitely be reportable. This is something that is public. And on top of that, too, your personal information will never be sold on this. The information stays private. There will be no public information that will be staying out there. So it is anonymous as well. Just don't make your screen name Private Joe Snuffy or PFC Jim Bob sister fucker, and then you'll be okay.
Jim Bob is catching the smoke today, and he's still here. Let's not give any attention to Jim Bob for the rest of the stream. We're happy he's here commenting. Hey, if you hadn't hit the like button, hit the like button, Jim Bob. All right. Justin Brooks said barracks life. Back in the 1990s and early 2000s, I remember they were remodeling a few locations. Personally, when I was in the barracks for the short time that I was in the barracks, I had some fantastic living locations. I had zero issues, but
you were in the freaking Air Force. You had absolutely no daggone ways to do it. The only time you would have gone away from what the Army considers a 5-star is if the ice wasn't chilled enough on the DFAC. The only way that you guys would have had that is if your personal daggone air conditioners inside your rooms would have, had that up. You would have ended up having, you could have turned it down from 72 to 68. You freaking don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Hey,
you
man.
have no leg to stand on, my friend.
Let's get into the first topic for today. What is the worst national anthem you have ever heard in your lifetime at any level?
Okay. And ding, 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 ding. Coach Story is now coming in. So I told you before, this has been years ago, and unless you're, if you all have been listening, you guys know that I've got some stories. I used to do a lot of stuff with my father, especially sports-wise. So we used to have Nets season tickets along with our Devils season tickets over there in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Well, I was at a game where Carl Lewis sang the national anthem. And the Rockets, Rickler, he freaking had his voice crack during the Rockets' red glare. And then for the land of the free, he did not do it. He did that. And I swear to God, after he went and the Rockets, Rickler, he goes, uh-oh, I'll make up for it. And he never did. That was my most memorable because I was there that night when he did that, and it was hysterical.
Okay, that sounds like it is worth a listen to because we'll compare that one. Mine was Fergie's. All right.
Oh.
And let's see if I can bring this up here. That's what she said. And I'm going to get to it. All right, here we go. I found it. Let's share. I've never heard it. So let's see if I can get Carl Lewis's
Oh yeah.
national anthem up here to share.
Hey, now, I am telling you, I'm about. Let me see. I think I was about. No, I don't think you definitely won't see me in this stance. I'm like 9 years old at that time. But
All
I was
right.
on the first row, about like 25 rows up in the Brendan. At that time, the Brendan Byrne Arena, before it became the Continental Arena, before it became the Izod Center, and then before they moved to the Prudential and the Barclays.
All right.
Here we
So
go.
here
Here
we
we
go.
go. Yes.
All right, are we all ready?
Yep. I remember.
Here we go. Oh, say, can you see? And the Rockets, red flag. I'll make up for it now. For the land of the free.
Yeah. There we go. There we go.
That was Sarge National Anthem.
Oh wow. Hey, Carl Lewis, my man.
Hey. Now the funny part about that clip is that afterwards, Charlie Steiner said that was the national anthem sung by Francis Scott Off-Key.
Nice. Bravo. That's a good one. Wow. That
Oh,
is
yeah.
comical. You know, at least we can laugh at that one, man, because Fergie's was just cringe, man. I heard Fergie's and I was like, what is that I'm hearing right now? Which
Yeah, I got another story. I got another story about that night, but that is a further conversation and it has to do with MJ. But I'll stop right there.
oh man.
I have this isn't about Michael. This isn't about me and Michael. This is about at that thing with Michael.
Oh man. All right. So look, while that one's funny, I'm not going to play Fergie's, but in my opinion, Fergie's was the worst that I've heard at any level, either in person or through the internets, until I heard this kid. Now, look, I don't care if you a kid, I don't care if you know, whatever. If you go out there and sing the national anthem, you better do it justice because this video that I'm about to play, just listen.
Stripes and bright stars, round on perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets red alert, love bombs bursting in that our flag was still there.
Get little Taylor's ass out of here swiftly.
That I don't know what the fuck that was. And whoever that kid's parents are need to frickin' get a clue. Oh my god.
It was bad.
Oh, no, I feel bad.
Oh,
I feel bad now. I feel bad for that kid thinking that she did a freaking great job. Now, granted, yeah, she went out there at however old she is and, sang in front of a shit ton of people. But no, where's the fucking parents? Why aren't the parents doing something? What the fuck is going on around here? And by the way, I just lost my mouse.
uh-oh.
Yeah, I just lost my freaking mouse on here. Like I spilt something in the at the beginning of the show, and I think I just lost my trackpad.
Ouch. Well,
yeah, that's not good. That's definitely not good.
Man, Mike Larson said, "This is how I picture Smith signing." Signing? I know you meant singing, but if you go joke, you better spell check before you hit enter. Got bitch.
All right. Hey,
Yes,
King, I gotta reset, buddy. I'll be right back.
Okay, well, look, while Coach resets, I'm gonna play the next clip that I have here. I always thought that it had some type of amateurish career in mixed martial arts. All right. Even though I only gotten into maybe 3 fights in my entire life, I like to think if I need to whoop ass, the whoop ass is there. However, I saw this fight here and it made me wonder how much of that is actually true. All right. Because I know if I'm going to step into the ring, I'm not going to do what this dumbass did. Just take a look.
Languid approach.
Oh.
From Mikhail.
Well, hold up. Video's not going to want to play. Let's try that again. Come on, video. Don't fail me now. Well, that's not going to work that way. We going to do it live. Let me fix this. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. That ain't going to work either. All right. Well, we're just not going to play that video because I can't get it to work. All right. That's the bad part about a live show. You better have your technical stuff fixed well before you show up live. Otherwise, it ain't going to work. But why don't we show the Anthony Joshua and Francis Ndoku in Ngannou knockout? But I just want to see just the knockout only, not the full fight highlights. Boxing has been something that I've been really interested in watching here lately. All right, here we go. Let's bring this up. I can probably hear the sound right now. I'm gonna have to mute the sound though. Otherwise, we're gonna get a copyright strike. Right here, start it over. Watch this. Wow! Goodness gracious. He was asleep before he hit the ground. Let's see it again. Let's see it again. Ooh, he saw it coming too. He saw it coming and could do nothing about it. I've always said that I'd be interested in wanting to try boxing, but after seeing hits like that, especially at that weight class, nah, I'm good. Because I'm not a small dude either. So you are going to catch me fighting in, like a bantamweight type class. I'm going to be up there with the heavyweights. And for people that have been training their entire life, I'm going to try to have my hands up, right? In the Mike Tyson style, the peekaboo style, which we're also going to talk about that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight as well. And right here, why did he drop his hand? Like, he exposed the chin. You got this. What's that? That'd be like an overhand right. I don't think that's a jab. That's a straight, like, let me see. Yeah, that's just an overhand right. Bow. And he dropped his left hand for it. He was asking to get ate up like that. Do we have any boxing people here? Folks that have, any experience training to fight? Because I'm curious why somebody would do that. That makes no sense. But I saw that and was like, no, I'm good. I think as a man, right? As somebody that likes a challenge anyway, I'm not going to say as a man, as a person who likes a challenge. I've always thought about the idea of combat sports and just getting in the ring just to challenge myself. Okay. I actually went and priced out some of the classes here local to where I live just to see how much it would cost to do some type of 16-week training and then maybe at the end have some type of exhibition and get into the ring and see what it's like. And then I saw them prices and said, nope, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. We got politically incorrect over on X that said, look at AJ's raps at the end. Something didn't seem right. Are people talking about that? Let's go see if I can try to find that real quick. And then politically incorrect over on X said, I've done training and a couple of fights, and Ngannou should have easily blocked that. That's what I was thinking. Like, it doesn't make, I don't know if he panicked, right? Because he was like this here, and then it looked like he tried to like parry the punch as it was coming in. But instead of like that, he just put his arm out like this and just lift it there. I don't know much about like the professional science of boxing, right? I know that they tell you, what is it, head up, chin down. So you're looking like this. You don't want to have your chin up. That much I do know. So you got your chin kind of tucked in like this. You're looking through your eyebrows. I know that much. And you want to keep your hands up. I've seen, different boxers. Like, I don't know whether it's this style or like this. I don't know the science behind that kind of stuff. But come on now. Coach is back. Let's see if he's got his stuff fixed. Coach, are you fixed?
Yeah, can you hear me, buddy?
Yes, sir. I got you 5x5, my man.
Yeah, the daggone so I was not able to click. I think I just ruined my entire trackpad on my daggone what's it called? On my computer. So yeah, not too happy right now. But
all right,
okay.
Well, before
I've got the mouse up and now I'm okay.
All right, that's good. That's good. So I've been sharing some clips here. The knockout of that Francis Ngannou versus Joshua fight, and I'm going to bring it back up on the screen here and take a look, man. I don't know much about boxing, but I'm trying to figure out what Ngannou was doing right before that overhand right hit. Can you see something and explain it to me, because it don't make any sense to me?
Run it back again. Okay, so here we go. I don't see. I got to see his eyes in order to look at it. So let's go back to that original part, and I want to see what he's
Right
got right there. Okay,
here.
so he's looking and he's trying. Damn, that just looks like the reaction got too fast, and he wasn't even looking for that punch.
Mm.
Now, how far back can we show this, or is this just the highlight?
So it's a short. So this is just doing a replay of just this part. Like, I can see if I can find a better clip, but
No. Yeah, but I get that. But I mean, I could tell you, man, that was a surprise shot, and that's something that you would see, or usually a boxer has a hell of a lot faster reflexes than any of those people that would ever do that, and that's an easy block for for a lightweight. I could definitely say that. He could have easily blocked that. I just think he had a momentary brain fart right there. Even with how slow he is as a heavyweight, you still should have blocked it. He just wasn't. Ngannou just wasn't looking. And look, he's trying to, but he knows that it's coming. He's trying to get it. He's trying to. And I don't know why he left that left hand down. Kept that left hand up. You always keep the hand up. He had a momentary brain fart. Reacted humanly instead of his training, and knocked the fuck out.
man, yeah, baffling to me. But there's been some people in here, especially a guy over on X that said that Ngannou should have easily blocked that. And let's see, I saw something else here that I wanted to highlight. Richard said it sounds like he was attempted a block to the body and got outsmarted. Absolutely, man. I can agree with that. But right here, even the knockout seemed peculiar. Those knuckles were hurting him way more than Fury's ever did. And I'm aware of enough boxing to know that like there's certain regulations and things that you have to have when it comes to the taping. And I don't know if it's the refs or some people that come in and do like a quality check on the equipment and everything. And I also know that like glove size and weight matters as well, right? If you got the lighter gloves, you're able to, punch faster. You can kind of put some, hits into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I would think that somebody that's trained that way, like that's something that an amateur would do. With nobody with any experience go, and just leave that right there as it's coming in and just bam.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with you on that. And yeah, it just looks like at that point he really freaking just lost it. It doesn't surprise me, but it just does surprise me a little. But nothing we can do about it, man. You know,
Yeah.
I will say though, I did not watch that fight, but I know what fight I will be watching.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Mike
Oh yeah.
Tyson versus Jake Paul. Who saw this coming and why is this a thing? Coach, start us off.
All right. Why is this a thing? Number one, Jake Paul right now is the biggest money draw. And let's be quite honest, every person knows that the sweet sport of boxing is not about pugilism. Every person knows it's about the gate. So, and that's the reason why the Paul brothers are getting massive gates right now and great buys. Yeah, their fights suck, but it's about the gate. They're trying to get the most people out there. During COVID, there was multiple attempts at trying to do certain daggone events during the COVID with the separation and with everything that was happening, from boxing to wrestling, mixed martial arts, and then obviously the other pro sports got up. NASCAR technically was the first big one that came back. That said, the biggest pay-per-view buy of 2020 during the COVID was an exhibition match. That was the match of Mike Tyson going against Dagon Roy Jones Jr. Okay. And let's be quite honest, Mike Tyson won that. John Jones looked like, or John Jones, excuse me, Roy Jones looked like he hadn't stepped foot in the ring and there was more rust on him than anything. Even his power punches didn't seem as powerful as Tyson's did. Everybody tuned in, though, to watch Tyson because it was Tyson's first match in like almost 15 years and Jones, however long it was. But everybody's still curious about Tyson. Everybody. I'm talking about people that know him and the millennials that know him from either the video game or the YouTube videos or whatever, to us guys who grew up as kids playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out when it first came out. And on top of that, seeing the baddest motherfucker on the planet walk into the ring with Welcome to the fucking Terror Dome, all blaring over the music and knocking motherfuckers out within 2 minutes of the first round. He was the real fucking deal. He was. Is he now? I don't know. Jake Paul's kind of, legitimate. Mike Tyson's was legitimate, and people think that he's a sideshow freak. Man, if you've ever seen Mike Tyson training, that boy still has the hands. And if you want to fuck with him, your ass is going to be looking like Leon Spinks did. And when Dagon, oh God, what was the one that he lost in a minute and 27 that was supposed to be the fight of the year in 87? I can't remember who the hell it was. But his ass got knocked Michael Spinks, that's who it was. He knocked out both Spinks brothers in less than 2 minutes. You ain't going to let those hands. It's going to be a gate draw. That's why I want to see it. Because the baddest motherfucker on the planet is going against a guy who thinks that he can do it. All right? This is the ultimate of, hey, I'm going to take this training seriously and I want to test myself against at one time, the baddest motherfucker on the planet. And if Jake Paul wants to be considered serious, if he does any damage, yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Look at that motherfucker. That motherfucker. Ooh. That
I don't
motherfucker
know
can still knock people out now.
who would want to go in the ring against somebody that's doing this.
Exactly.
Mike's about to be 58 years old. He's 57. He's going to be 58 when that fight happens. I don't get it, coach. I don't get, while it's a big draw, right? This is one of the first events I think of this kind that's going to be on Netflix. So you don't need to pay anything extra into it. But I'm almost willing to say, because everything happens for a reason. Netflix isn't just doing this to offer it free for their subscribers just to try to get as many as subscribers as they can. I think in about 5 years from now or sooner, this is going to be the setup for a pay-per-view option inside of Netflix. Watch and see. Watch and
Oh
see.
no, I agree with you. I agree with you. So Netflix this year has a 3 sporting live event contract, something like that. I'm not sure who did it. I can't remember what it is, but I read somewhere that Netflix now has a contract to stream live sports during this year, and it's only like 3 or 4 events. But what I'm saying about let's look at the way that Amazon has gone, Hulu has gone, Paramount Plus has gone. Disney, not yet, but that's more towards Hulu. And on top of that, they also own ESPN Plus, so Disney really doesn't need that. Every single one of them are streaming live sports. ESPN Plus is home to the exclusive pay-per-views of UFC. Oh, Peacock is also live streaming their sports as well as WWE. So, they don't even have I don't believe they still have the pay-per-view format anymore. I know UFC is still doing that, but Netflix, out of all of them, are missing out on that live sports. Netflix has a chance to do what Showtime used to do and HBO used to do. And remember, those big fights, they were not pay-per-views back in the day with us. They were on frickin' HBO, or they were on Showtime, and we had to buy Showtime to get them. That was that foray before everything became pay-per-view. Netflix is following suit. And on top of that, let's also be honest. What is the easiest thing for any television network to produce?
Live content?
Live sports content.
Okay.
And here's your reason why. You don't have to pay any of the actors. You don't have to pay any excuse me, I take that back. You're going to have to pay the commentators. That's what, 4 or 5 people. All of these production companies are all brought to you together. All of the production cost and paying of all these people, that's done by the teams. You're just there to shoot, film, and broadcast. It costs so much less than an absolute production of a show. Let's go with this. 30 minutes of Friends off of that last season. Each episode, just in cast member money, cost $7 million. Each one of those cast members got $1 million per episode. What's 7 times 26? Too late. I will already give it to you. It's $182 million. $182 million to produce 13 hours of scripted sitcom television with ads inside there and commercial breaks. Live sports saves network money. And on top of that, too, gets you more first-run views than the majority of the produced content. Like, okay, it used to be when, The Sopranos were on HBO. 9 o'clock Sunday night, everybody was tuning into it. They didn't stay around for, the replay, or they didn't wait until it came on HBO Max back in the day. Sports is always going to be like that. Everybody wants to see it live. Nobody wants to see it on tape delay because guess what? You're gonna go on ESPN or by accident, you're gonna go on Facebook and some asshole that you have never seen or maybe haven't seen in about 10 years that you are still friends with all the way in freaking Alabama is going to say, man, that was an unbelievable game. I cannot believe that so-and-so won at the end. Great game. And you're going to ruin the entire surprise for it. Live sports is going to be king. Live sports is the cheapest thing to do. And every streaming platform to be taken seriously is now going to be broadcasting it. That's why Netflix is getting into it. And they're getting into it good with a phenomenal thing that not only are kids of my my kids are going to watch at 17 and 19 years old, but I'm going to watch. If my father was alive, I swear to God, we would be watching it together. It's going to bring a lot of people onto the gate. It's going to get people back involved in Netflix. And now people are not going to have to share their daggone passwords anymore. There's a reason why you're going to have to buy that Netflix thing for $8.99 or $12.99 a month, at least for 1 month.
Who do you think is going to win?
Who do I think is going to win? I think it's going to be a draw. I hate to fucking say this, but it's going to be a daggone draw.
Ooh, interesting.
Here's my reasoning why.
Okay, why?
This is a non-promotion, non-sanctioned match by I'm not saying sanctioned by like it's going to be sanctioned by the sporting authority, but it's not going to be sanctioned by any of the boxing organizations that hold championships and keep tracks of records, like the WBO, WBA, the NWO, OWN, things like that. And if anybody got those last two, that was a good one. But with that, I look back at the precedent set on a non-sanctioned exhibition match that happened with Tyson. I look back at that Jones one. Tyson whipped Jones's ass. Tyson whipped his ass. But they were not going to give Tyson the victory because, well, it made it a little bit better. And now there were some people that said, well, they'd made a draw. I want to see Tyson do it again. Oh, like I said, when it comes down to stuff that's non-sanctioned, well, you got a little bit more fair play there, especially with Jake Paul and Tyson. I believe it's going to be a draw because this match, either Tyson's going to whip Paul's ass within the first several rounds and knock him the fuck out, or if this goes however many rounds it does, which Tyson can handle at his age and Paul can definitely handle, it'll be a draw so that Netflix can promote Tyson Paul 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Man, I just took a look at the current Vegas odds. This was as of like 3 minutes ago, actually. Right now, the latest odds are Jake Paul favored to win with an implied win probability of 73%. The current odds are negative 275. All right. While Tyson is plus 200 with an implied win probability of 33%.
Hey,
King,
real fast, just for our audience, may you explain what the plus and the minus of the money is?
All right.
Yeah.
So the way that I would explain it would be like this. All right. If Jake Paul has an odds of, let's say, minus 200, right? And Mike Tyson's is plus 150. Jake Paul would be considered the favorite, and the minus 200 would mean how much money you would win. Let's say to make it an even number, if you bet
$100, you will lose 250 if Jake Paul wins.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, no.
I thought you had to bet 250 for Jake Paul to win to make zero or something like that.
Yeah, like it's a very small amount. I could do the math
Yeah,
easier for
I want to
the
say it was
opposite
off of.
side.
I want to say it was bet on 100. Like if you do bet 100, you will get like 150 back for every 100 that you bet. So if you make in that plus one, that's where I'm saying that minus one gets me a little, but the plus one, I do know that for every $100 you bet and that person wins, you do win that 150 on top of that. You basically win that much money. So you would $100 bet can net you $250,
Right.
$1,000 bet $2,500, a 10,000 bet $25,000. It's the minus one that I know people get a little, confused on.
Yep. So you get for a $100 bet, if the odds were minus 200, you would win $50 on top of your money, so your payout will be $150. That's betting
Ah,
that's betting on the favorite to win. But if you take a look at the opposite side, right? Where the odds are less. So if it's a plus and the odds are plus 200 and you bet $100, you would win $200 on top of your bet. So your payout will be $300 back. I always know the math easier on the plus side because you can almost take it as like a decimal point. So if
yeah.
it's plus 200, you could just say, all right, let's take away the two left digits and
Mhm.
multiply it, and you can use that number to tell how much you'd win.
Thank you for the explanation, King. I know there were some people that probably, and I say that now because now in North Carolina, guess what? I now have sports betting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They are opening it up real heavy here. Me and my lady actually was passing one of our local hotels, right? It's a hotel in a small convention center. And
Yeah.
right there up on the billboard was a sports book that I had never heard of, right? Like people have heard of like Caesars and all of that stuff. And then you got
DraftKings. Yeah.
DraftKings and FanDuel. But
Yeah, Fanatics is another one that, I didn't realize that they got into the game of doing that
mhm,
too. Yeah.
there was one here that I'm going to go and check out. I'm actually right in between. I'm 20 minutes close from one casino with from where I live at in Maryland, and then about an hour away from three other ones that all have sports books, either FanDuel or DraftKings. But
Ah.
but the fact that, like, let's say if I want to go to a casino to place a bet, I can do that. But if you live in the state that has the regulations, you can do it from your cell phone.
Yes, you
I
can.
I am going to put some money on the draw if it's
Mhm.
offered and on whoever is the underdog. And if Jake
Alright.
Paul ends up, or if Jake Paul's the favorite and he ends up winning, so be it. But this fight has me curious. But when you started talking about the draw and even gave your reasons why, I can see a narrative because I love talking about narrative. I can see the narrative in which that happens.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, it is feasible. I am not saying that in the past every fight has been rigged. And I say rigged, I know it sounds like terrible. It's not professional wrestling, okay? It's that simple. It's definitely not professional wrestling where you've got, the outcome is already determined. I believe the way that boxing is, it won't sway it as much. I mean, it'll be a clear understanding that if frickin' if Tyson loses, and it's definite, they're not going to give him that. But like I said, with the way that they're matched up right now, I believe that there is a very distinct possibility that there can be a draw in this. And if there is a draw, hey, you heard it here first. If there's not, well, hey, guess what? I'm wrong, and it's not going to be the first time that I have been wrong before. So,
Hey, that's the thing.
yes.
We have this live stream I don't mind stating my opinion on something, and when I'm right, oh, y'all are gonna know about it. When I'm wrong, I will eat some humble pie and say that I was wrong. But there's some comments that I do want to highlight real quick, and then we're gonna go on to the next topic here.
Oh yeah.
Uh Politically incorrect Q over on X said people don't like the fact that Jake is taking Mike out of retirement and think that it is disrespectful. If Jake wins, he will be a cocky prick. But if he loses, would he be humbled and learn from Mike Tyson as a mentor? I think that they already have a relationship. I think that they had a relationship prior to this, right? And that there was some backwoods talk about how they're going to make this work out. I don't think Jake Paul and his team gets with Mike Tyson and his team without some type of early relationship first, and that they, yeah, man, how do I say this? They discuss how this is going to play out because right here, I agree with this too. That Mike will dance with him a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if Jake does come in there and try to really hit him with bad intentions, which is what they say about boxing in training, you know, you want to hit something with bad intentions. That switch is gonna flip in Mike, and
Mm-hmm.
it is gonna be game on. So I think a mistake has to happen. A mistake has to happen before Mike will just bling and it's game on.
I would have to agree with that, but I do think that there is a very, very distinct possibility that Tyson was never goaded into this.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I know this is a little all right, this is fantasy here. Let's remember back to Rocky Balboa. Okay. Now, obviously, Rocky's a drama, but there is grains of truth, especially when it comes down to older athletes and things like that. Rocky only wanted to do little club matches, and then he was brought together for, and guess what? Another exhibition match. Okay. Let's remember that. And then Rocky, was like, okay, yeah. I think I'm going to do it. And then he finally did it. Why did they do that? Oh, publicity, big time, and, money. And even though, technically they said the gate was to charity, daggone well, fighters still want to be in the spotlight. Once you have been in that big of an arena, once you have been at that height of your existence or your daggone, your level of whatever your sports are, you don't want to go back. You don't see CEOs going back to being a regular entry level worker. You don't see fighters going back to fight clubs at an advanced age. All right, you can hear little things about wrestling, and if I hear anybody mention Terry Funk, yeah, I get that. Okay, Terry Funk, up until the day he died, he was wrestling, regardless of where it was. But when it comes down to fighting, and even look at it in other professional sports, basketball, baseball, other things that are out there. There is very seldom that when you're asked to be brought back, that you're not going to do it for money reasons, you're not going to do it for publicity reasons, and you're not going to do it on a smaller scale. Okay, especially if you're somebody like Mike Tyson. So what I'm trying to say is that Tyson knew what he was doing. Tyson knew that if he got into a match with Jake Paul, it would be a bigger payday for him, bigger publicity, and with the unique deals that he's got, it would be greater exposure to a newer audience than what he already had. So I don't think that he goaded Jake Paul, or Jake Paul did not goad Tyson out of there. Was there a little bit of a nudge? Oh yeah. I mean, hey King, I'm going to
Yes,
give
sir.
you a nudge right now. I think we should be moving to Saturday nights. hey, Saturday nights would be better so that this way we don't have to wake up a little bit earlier, And hey, look, Saturday nights look better on my schedule. And on top of that, I'm going to pay you $250 to go to Saturday nights. How fucking easy was that to me to convince you just to go to one night? All right.
Good job. Good job. Yeah, 'cause
Exactly.
I was kind of like, hold up, coach. And then I was like, oh,
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. I've got about a $5 million gate. Netflix wants to pay us this money to put on this match. What do you say? $5 million? $5 millionth dollar? Let's do it. That's exactly what Tyson said. So Jake Paul did not goad him into that. There was an opening to do that. When the money gets put in, the ego gets put in, and I'm not saying ego in a bad sense, but I'm saying it in the levels that all of these phenomenal high level professional athletes have. You got to do some little carousing, and he said yes to it. It wasn't like, hey, Jake Paul took Mike Tyson out of the tiger cage in Las Vegas while he was wrangling his white tiger that Allen stole. No, Mike Tyson was just being Mike Tyson. And I guarantee you, Mike Tyson still trains up, does some things left and right, He didn't turn fat like us after we retired. I guarantee you he stayed in shape. And Mike Tyson's ready to fight. Shit. Here's one. And this goes to every single one of you that are out right now in our listening audience. I'm talking about out of the military. If they offered you $100,000 to go back in and go fight, I don't know. Let's just piss off some censors today. If they offered you $100,000 just to go fight one firefight in Russia or in the Ukraine or in Afghanistan or Iraq just for one night, would you fucking do it?
not me.
Okay. No problem. There are several of us that are listening in this audience for $100,000 would do that just for one daggone day. Get into a firefight and try it. We would risk our lives for $100,000. There are people who will do that for an entire year as a government contractor working for Triple Canopy. Am I correct?
Yes.
Or Triple Canopy or XE or whatever Blackwater wanted to call themselves. There are people that do that for an entire year. If they did that for one night and offer that kind of money, there would be more people jumping on it. Mike Tyson jumped on that opportunity because it's also a payday. And yes, it works for him. So there we go. And there we go. Look, and I've got it right there. Branko and Richard Branko, Justin Brooks, $100,000 to go to one night over in Afghanistan into a firefight, and they do it.
You were right.
Oh, bullshit. You're not going to be in the back of the tank, Branko, you fucking leg.
Wow, man. You all right. You know what? We'll end this here and close this segment off. There was a question about what kind of shape Mike Tyson's in from Mike O'Dowd over on Facebook. He's in better shape than me. Boxing shape. His last exhibition was the fight in 2000, right? Tyson's.
2020. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I meant to say. 2020, and that was the COVID fight. And he didn't look the best then, but hey, for his age, he's in better shape than I am. Let me just say that now.
He looked better at 55 than Roy Jones Jr. did at 45.
But look, Jake Paul's no slack. The guy's a physical specimen. Pause. Right, and I think he's in better boxing shape and better shape, period, than Mike Tyson. So for Mike, right, all he has to do is get caught slipping one time. And if Jake Paul wanted to, catch that right hook to his face, and Tyson's hitting the ground.
Yep. And look, I'm going to say this too. Nobody's going to care if Tyson. Actually, I would care if Tyson got knocked out. But there's not going to be, oh my God, he's so old. How can Jake Paul hit a 58-year-old guy?
Yeah.
Shit, he stepped into the ring. And if anybody said that, then where was the outrage in 1995 when Michael Moore got his ass knocked the fuck out by George Foreman. Anybody remember that one? George Foreman was, well, a little bit younger than him, but he was in his 50s and became a two-time heavyweight champion of the world in 1995. Google it up.
My lady would be happy to know that I did figure out how to swap just my image just now.
Oh, good.
All right, so to close this out, this fight is being promoted by Jake Paul's fight promotion called Most Valuable Promotions. They did the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight, which is, like I said, there's a relationship already between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, right? They've probably had dinner up each other's house prior to this fight. So I don't think that they're going to be out to actually hurt each other. That's the logical brain in me says that. Do I think that they're still going to make it entertaining? Absolutely. Is there money to be made on this? Absolutely as well. If you want to go see the fight in person, you can go sign up. The AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas is where this is going to be at. You can sign up for pre-sale tickets now on mostvaluablepromotions.com. I would suspect that they're going to have tiers, right? There's going to be a VIP tier, some tier under VIP, and then everybody else. And that the tickets are still going to be stupid expensive, way out of my price range. So unless some sponsor out there wants to send myself and coach out from the sports bar to go and catch this so that we could do some promo, or if we could get some type of press passes, I'm going to be watching it on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, completely. I am going to be watching it on Netflix, but I would say AT&T Stadium can hold 100,000 people. I want to
Okay, it's
see
more than I thought.
I want to see if they can sell it out. I mean, I think they've reduced the. I don't know. When AT&T Stadium first opened, I believe like 100,000 was the stated number. I believe like the most they've ever had was like 103,000. I don't even know how many people. But seeing the fact that it is going to be in a boxing ring and AT&T Stadium, I want to see if it can get 100,000 people at the gate. And you know what? It may. Now I say 100,000 people. There's a difference between paid gate and the gate. Everybody kind of knows that one, or at least I hope people know that one, that there's a big difference between there, because there's definite comp tickets, and there's a lot of people that also what's called papering for events. You don't really see that all too much with baseball games or things like that, but papering basically means that you're getting a sellout and you're giving away tickets to make it look like the entire arena is sold out. There could be a little bit of papering happening with that, but that being said, papering 100,000 versus a 10,000 arena is definitely more understandable, if you see what I'm saying.
I got you. Now, when I went to that website, I saw that there were 3, I guess, tiers that they're going to have. There's going to be VIP, there's going to be floor, and then risers, where risers are likely the cheapest, and
Yeah.
VIP is going to be more expensive. So I'm curious if
Now
anybody.
the floor, the mid range, that's going to be right there on the floor, which I hate to say is probably going to have the worst views. You're going to be if you're all the way in the back on the floor, you're going to be standing on your chair trying to look, and then pissing off all the people in behind you because you're standing up and they can't see the live action. Yeah.
Yep.
You're better off, unless you get like the first 10 rows, you're better off just going to the cheap seats, being there, trying to look down from the stands, or watching it on that massive big screen that AT&T Stadium has.
All right. We got a comment over on X, which, by the way, Coach, 91 people watching on X right now. I don't know if that's a record, but I'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Is that on the WTF one, or what are we on X?
That is the WTF Nation Radio X page.
You know what? I haven't been on X. I haven't been on X in forever. I don't even know what the heck the daggone I know it's at the Sports Bar USA. I just don't remember what the password is. I'm gonna
I'm
go
on
in
there.
there with them though.
We have a sports bar Twitter page. It ain't the most active, but I get on there from time to time. But there was a comment. It's not the hardest punch that knocks you out. It's the one that you don't see coming usually. That's why I don't get how Ngannou got KO'd. Absolutely. I agree with you right there. And US Army meme said, new number, who this? Hey, let's give a salute to US Army memes over there. And my lady said, I'm proud. Thank you, babe. Thank you. Now, there was some other stuff that I had planned, but due to some technical difficulties, we might have to end the show right here. So let's
What?
quickly let's quickly talk about a couple of different things that came up recently in the sports world, and then we'll close out. Let's start with the Broncos releasing Russell Wilson. Who do you think picks him up?
Actually, I one of the ones that I was thinking of was Chicago,
Okay.
just for the simple fact that they are going to have the number one pick in the draft. Whomever they go to, I believe it would be a great situation for Russell Wilson to come in for a year or two and have that quarterback learn the NFL, much in the same way that used to happen with young quarterbacks. And then this way, by the time he's either in the second or the third year in the league, he becomes a lot more polished. You can call it the Green Bay method. This was done several times before Peyton Manning kind of blew up that whole entire rookie quarterback sitting out for a year thing. But that being said, I think that that's something that could definitely happen with another landing spot. And I don't know why I am saying this. I am truly going to piss some people off. Oh, but wouldn't it be nice to see him in black and silver?
The
Just to
Raiders.
just to piss some people off. Look, Mark Davis is a dummy. Okay? Let's just call it what it is. Mark Davis is not the smartest owner on the face of the earth. He's a daddy's boy who had daddy's money and was brought into the NFL thinking that he knows absolutely everything because he's the owner's son. So would it surprise me that Las Vegas tried to go after Russell Wilson for a year or two on some ridiculous contract? No, it wouldn't. The Raiders are always in search of a better quarterback, and Russell Wilson might, help them out there, especially with Antonio Pierce as the coach. I kind of like Antonio Pierce. I think he's going to be a great NFL coach, but to have that veteran presence in the locker room along with a young head coach, hey, off the field wise, it might be good, and maybe the on the field product can write itself. We don't know. We definitely don't know. We thought it would in
Okay.
Denver, but it didn't.
Hold on. I heard all of that, but while I was doing that, I was also producing over here. The God happened to me over on YouTube said no, talk about the LSU and SC fight, and I'm like, wait, what
Oh
LSU?
yeah.
So
Yes,
let's show
let's
that.
look it up. Why that cop was there to get him the hell out of there and eject him because he had no deal with that. But my man did something that any father or brother would have done if you were his age. You're
Mhm.
damn right you would have. If you love your sister, you love your daughter, you know damn well anybody would have jumped that thing. I may give him a little bit of pass for being stupid and being overly emotional right now, but hey, my man, you deserve a beer for tonight.
Look, so he jumped it, right? He cleared it clean too, which he had to been young to be able to do that. And then if you see behind him, the guy in the red, he ain't quite as athletically inclined as he was. And and you see him get tackled before.
But yeah, seeing this right here and showing how women's college basketball is, well, I mean, getting a little bit more physical, and you got a couple of women who ain't going to be taking shit like that, especially Angel Reese. And my God, I love number 10. I
Yeah,
love number 10.
number 10, Camila Cardoso. You want to take a guess at how tall she is?
I say 6'7".
But ding, ding, ding. That
Woo!
woman is 6'7", and she's pretty solid too. She got to be a bit about 250, I think.
Nah.
You don't
All
think
right.
so?
Let's not guess weight here. We're a better show than
No,
talking about
no,
women's
no,
weight.
no, coach. No, we're not
Yes,
doing
yes,
that.
yes,
No,
yes, 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 yes.
we
We
are
are.
not doing that. Hear me out. Hold on. Let's take this off the screen. Hear me out because this needs to be said. All right. I'm looking at the Gamecocks online website right now. And before I
Okay.
look at anything else, I'm going to share my screen here because I
See
would
it.
bet here. I'm just going to
They're going to
display
show her stats. Yeah, they'll show her stats,
her
how tall
stats.
and how much she weighs.
Nope.
No.
It just says
Okay.
6'7". It just says 6'7". Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to do this live on the air. I'm going to Google South Carolina men's college basketball. And if they don't list the men's weight, then I will eat my words. But if they do list it, that's a problem. All right. So here we
All right.
go.
All
This is
right.
live on the air. I'm clicking roster. Oh, yep. Hold on. Because for some reason, I guess I need to refresh and bring it back. But coach, right there, 6'5", 214, 6'2", 182, 6'8", 260. We're not doing that. If we're listing the men's, we should be listing the women's as well.
Man, do we got a taboo, an unknown taboo subject that we never thought would be happening. Oh my. By the way, you can also tell the difference between which program draws more money just based off of the web page, because look at the men's web page compared to the women's. The women have shots with them having like a basketball on fire going through the hoop. The men just say, "Hey, stare at the picture and look tough."
Right.
But that does bring something up. I was always told growing up we never talked about a woman's weight.
Equality.
You never asked a woman's weight. Now I see your point. Equality for one, equality for all. We should be listing it. But I still think, for me, us as a show, or at least me, is better than what equality would say. And by matter of manners, I will not discuss a woman's weight. And yeah, and as you can see right there, none of them have their weight
Not
put
one.
on. Not one.
Not one. But the same college, same sport.
Yeah.
For the men's, it's listed.
All right. And look, and I want to say this. You want to talk about gender equality too, buddy. Look at every single one of those ladies on that picture.
Let's go back.
They beautiful. They smiling.
Oh yeah.
Man, freaking number 13 looks like he's got no fucking clue what the hell is happening right now, and he's just happy that he's wearing a uniform. He knows he ain't never getting off the bench. Dude, your name is Austin Hero. I'm sorry, pal. The only hero you're going to be is when you grab the warm-ups of the starters and throw them over into the manager and get them into the manager's laundry basket in one shot. That's a hero right there. Boy, you ain't getting off the bench whatsoever. Neither are you, Danny.
Yep. Now, Camilla could probably play fullback for the South Carolina's football team. And I mean that with all the respect in the world. All right.
And I want to see something. Zachary Davis, is he listed as a guard or as a center? Oh, wait. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You just went back to the women's. I think I might have
Zachary Davis. Zachary Davis is listed as a guard, and he's 6'7", 194.
Okay, so he's 6'7", listed as a guard. She's a center listed at 6'7". I don't know. I mean, I have seen 6'7" centers that have played 6'6" centers. I mean, for crying out loud, you look at Zion. Zion's like 6'5", 6'6", something like that. You don't have the 6'10", 6'11" types. But yeah, you look at the height of everybody up there. You've got guys handling the ball that are taller than the center. Man, I don't know if she could probably play on the Gamecocks football team. I mean, they're not that great anyway. But oh yeah, and by the way, yeah, I know if I got any
Thanks for God happened to me over on YouTube for that. I was not aware of the LSU South Carolina fight, but we learned something here. Nobody's talking about that. No, nobody's talking about the fact that you got on the college men's there's height weight because it's sports, right? Those are the kind of stats that matter. So you all like, all right, let me zoom in on me real quick.
all right.
When I was in high school and I played football, you always wanted to be bigger than what you were to give the opponents something
Agreed.
to think about, right? You know, like if they saw you as
Agreed.
a running back and you were listed at 220 at a running back in
They
high
thought-
school,
yeah.
people were like, that's gonna be a problem. And then especially like if they saw the tape, right? And then they saw the thing that had your weight too. So I grew up where you always listed your height and weight in sports. So the fact
it
that
also-
the women aren't doing it, come on.
Hey, and on top of that too, it also depended on the number you were wearing. Let's also be honest here too. If the running back was wearing like a 32 or a 33, you knew that guy was a bruiser. If he was wearing 1, that motherfucker was fast. Am I right? Am I
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
If you saw the O lineman had 00, that was the big boy.
Oh, for sure.
Oh dear God, yeah.
Robert over on Facebook, I guess it's a little bit behind the stream, but that's all right. Said that if they actually let Tyson go, he'd take Jake Paul's head off.
I kind of agree with it. I mean, look, but Jake Paul has 3 things that are going for him that other boxers, well, that similar boxers had that didn't get their head knocked off with Tyson. He's got the age on Tyson. He's got conditioning because he's been doing it for years and years. You know, Paul's been doing it for years. Tyson's been on and off. And he also has the crowd and I'm not going to say the crowd. He has the keys to the car is the best way to say it. This is his fight. This is his turf. This is this, that, and the other. He set up the parameters. Tyson just agreed to be the second party involved. So, yeah, it could happen. But I think that with how much training he has and all of that, I don't think that Paul's really going to get his head knocked off. But Tyson can. And if Tyson gets him one damn time, it's going to be lights out. But like I said, this ain't a pugilism bout. This is a show. This is entertainment at its finest for me. This is combat sport spectacle, and I am going to love it. Love it.
I'm going to go back over to my question about Russell Wilson. I just saw that the Patriots are trading Mac Jones to the Jaguars, and it looks like the deal is for a 6th-round pick.
Yes.
Or a couple of 6th-round picks. Now, you take Matt Jones, who's a veteran down there. He's not going to start over Trevor Lawrence, right?
No. Back him up. Yeah.
He's going to be his backup. I believe that because I saw news that Russell Wilson he had a meeting with the Steelers and a meeting with the Patriots. I think that when the league becomes activated on this upcoming Wednesday, we're going to see news of Russell Wilson as the Patriots starting quarterback.
What pick do the Patriots have in the draft?
Let's take a look.
Number
NFL
3, I
draft
believe. I believe
2024.
number 3. I believe number 3.
The Patriots are number 3, correct.
Oh, wow. So let's kind of go over this quarterback heavy class that we have. Caleb Williams, a lot of people think he's going to be number 1 and the most polished and complete quarterback in the league right now. That's what they also said about Bryce Young last year, and we know how that looked. You're looking at Drake May from North Carolina, the kid from LSU, and I think there's a couple other quarterbacks that are in that league. It is very likely that the number 3 pick in the draft is going to be the Patriots selecting their next quarterback. I mean, for crying out loud, they should have done well. They thought they did that with Mac Jones 3 years ago, but it obviously turned out completely different, probably due to coaching as well as other factors. That said, Russell Wilson to the Patriots makes a shit ton of sense, just in the same way that that I was making about Russell Wilson to the Bears, making a lot of sense. That's a number 3 pick in the draft. If they get Russell Wilson for a year, maybe 2, depending on a development, you can have a quarterback by year 2 or year 3 ready to step in the league, whether it be Caleb Williams, if he gets passed up at number 1, and even number 2. Well, number 2
Because the
who's number
Commanders,
2?
and they're probably going to take a quarterback too.
Yeah, that'll be another one with the quarterback as well. So you might be looking at 3 quarterbacks going right off the road. So let's just take those top 3 quarterbacks. You got the kid from LSU, can't remember his name. You got Caleb Williams, and you got Drake May from UNC.
Yep, the current mock draft projections that were updated 5 days ago. So I'm curious with Russell Wilson and all of this, how this is going
Yeah.
to look. It has Caleb Williams from USC to the Bears at 1.
Okay.
Drake May from North Carolina to the Commanders at 2, and Jaden Daniels from LSU to the Patriots.
Jaden Daniels. That was the name that I was thinking of, because a lot of people thought that Jaden Daniels was going to outdo Caleb Williams in the draft. There was talks about it during the season, but it looks like Caleb goes back up to number 1. So you've got 3 quarterbacks right there in those same situations. How smart and how okay. Here's that good one. 1993, 1994. Can't remember the year.
Okay.
Number 1 pick in the draft was Drew Bledsoe, right?
Okay.
Drew Bledsoe did not start until year 2. Rick Meyer, who was the number 2 or 3 pick, went to Seattle, and he ended up being the shittiest quarterback out of Notre Dame in a long time. The last time that they had a quarterback change in that direction after that was the Tom Brady one. Tom Brady was also a year into the league when Mo Lewis broke Drew Bledsoe's spleen and fucked the Jets over for the next quarter of a century. Then it got moved back to Mac Jones and what's his name? Former Superman guy. The one in Carolina. Fuck, how do I not remember his name? You know who I'm talking about. The quarterback from Carolina that brought him to the Super Bowl.
Cam
Newton.
Oh,
Cam Newton.
I was like, wait. Yeah, Cam Newton. Cam, yes.
Went to Cam. Cam only went out for a year. Mac Jones came in, did his 3 years. They even brought Cam back, and then they benched Mac Jones after that. But Mac Jones started as a rookie and made the Pro Bowl after his first year. Now, after 3 years in the league, he is a backup quarterback. I wonder if development needs to be done a little bit more on these quarterbacks, and any of those organizations taking a 1 year to 2 year contract on Russell Wilson don't have that same plan in place for the quarterback that they draft. And I think it would be much better if they had that plan in place instead of just throwing that rookie out at the first year. So if any of those 3 teams sign Russell Wilson, it's a smart move, and it's going to show you that their quarterback is going to be a little bit better when they actually do play in the year. And if anybody wants to ask about a recent one, I've got your most recent one right now.
Who's that?
Your two-time Super Bowl MVP. No, I take that back. Three-time Super Bowl MVP? No, might be two-time. I know he's also a three-time Super Bowl winner, and he loves to do these State Farm commercials. But didn't Patrick Mahomes just sit out his entire year behind Alex Smith, then come in and start a run of 7 straight playoff appearances
Mm-hmm.
that also have culminated in 3 Super Bowls?
Yep.
Just saying. And what has happened with every New York fucking Jets quarterback since that time period? Oh, let's see. Let's start Mark Sanchez. Oh, yeah, he's great for he's decent for 2 years, brings me to the AFC Championship game, and then he's out of the league in 4 years. Sam Darnold has won a Super Bowl, or almost won a Super Bowl, before the Jets did. And he's a backup over in San Francisco. Zach Wilson is going to be out of the league next year. Another one. I wish the Jets, for the love of God, would draft Michael Penix Jr. in the 2nd round, let him learn behind Aaron Rodgers for a year or 2, and then become the Jets starting quarterback. But we all know the New York Jets, they're not fucking smart, and they won't do something like that. But the teams that are smart and take that thing on Russell Wilson can develop their quarterback. In their short-term success will pale in comparison to their long-term success. That's all I say. So if Russell Wilson goes to any of those teams in the first 3 picks, that would not surprise me.
Y'all heard it here first. Russell Wilson to the Patriots. I can see that being a marriage
It's lining up. It's lining up to
that
it.
works out.
And it makes sense.
Absolutely. Now, let's see. We had one other thing, and then we're going to close out the show. But before I do, let's congrats to the people that are watching over on X. We have crossed 100 watchers over on
Hells yes.
Twitter, man. Hey, that's huge. Do I got a sound effect for that? I do not have a sound effect for
we
that.
gotta get like dueling stream decks. You know, I got sound clips that I can play too.
Yep. Let's see. This is sort of breaking. Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers agreed to a 3-year, $100 million deal for Baker Mayfield. So he's their quarterback.
Oh, wow.
$30 million guaranteed in 2024. $20 million guaranteed in 2025 and $40 million for 2026 with $5 million of incentives. It can bring the contract up to a maximum value of $115 million. So after
Holy
signing a
shit.
1-year deal for $4 million March of last year, he got out and did what I think you should do. You signed that 1-year deal and you proved yourself, right? Show what type of a player you are on the field and what you can produce. And also don't be a headache off the field, right? They're not going to do this for somebody that is also a headache off the field. Baker's, in my opinion, turned some things around. I haven't heard many other players talk negative about him. He sounds as though he's a leader in the locker room and not a headache with most people. Unlike Johnny Manziel, who did that Club Shay Shay interview. Johnny's turned things around too. When you hear the way he talks on that Club Shay Shay interview, you hear somebody that's been through some shit, understands what he's been through, but also I'm going to say Manziel and Reggie Bush is the catalyst for why we're finally paying these college athletes. I don't blame Manziel for show me the money. I don't blame him at all, right? But if you were to judge him back then without really knowing everything that he was having to deal with and seeing all of this money change hands for stuff that he's doing down at College Station and wasn't seeing any of it and decided to take matters into his own hands, I don't fault him for how the pressure that he was enduring because he was confined within the NCAA rules at the time. So current athletes should be thanking athletes like Reggie Bush and Johnny Money Manziel.
Damn right.
That's our show for today. I yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed by the amount of people that tuned in. We had several people commenting, whether it was positive or negative. We salute the engagement. We did something a little bit different today, Coach. We did not stream over on Kick. That was intentional. And I did the stream natively through the Sports Bar, our Sports Bar's Facebook page. And we didn't have any viewers over there, but I wanted to see how it looked anyway. All right.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
to the viewers and listeners out there, we are usually live at 8 o'clock Sundays here at WTF Nation Radio and the Sports Bar over on Facebook, U.S. Army WTF Moments, as well as the podcast version that goes out to all major podcasting platforms as well. There's going to be a change in schedule next week. Next week will not be a live show. Coach, next week we are going to have a pre-recorded show. I'll get with you to figure out what your schedule is. But my daughter has an event at the same time that we have a show. So I obviously can't be in two places at the same time. So we're going to have a pre-recorded show. We have March Madness coming up, so we could talk about March Madness. And we also need to produce and have our greatest sports movies of all time. So if you missed that, a couple of streams back, we asked for viewers' input on the Sports Bar's Facebook page as well as WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page on what y'all thought should be included in a March Madness bracket style for the greatest sports movies of all times. And we're going to talk about it, as well as one more thing. We're going to have a sports bracket as well.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to have any incentives because we're not there yet. But for bragging rights, right? To be the top dog in the WTF Nation Radio March Madness bracket and have those kind of bragging rights, right? We're going to host one when I create it. I'm going to have the link up. I'm going to put it on all of our platforms so that y'all can have the opportunity to join and come out for those bragging rights. So be on the lookout for all of the things upcoming. And that's it. Coach, do you have anything that you want to close us out with?
Brother, I don't have anything. I am just happy that everybody here has had a good time tonight. I think we've, with our new audience over there at X, I'm glad that you guys are coming in and watching us. And to you, Jim Bob, I hope that your sister's, has a good orgasm tonight because it looks like your dick won't even be big enough to give her anything, you fucking redneck motherfucker. Sorry. I waited till the end.
Man, had to give Jim Bob the business over there.
Fuck him.
All right. Hey, Justin said good evening to all. Is that pronounced essayons?
Seance.
Essayons. What does that mean?
Yes.
Does it mean something?
Seance is the terminology for a combat engineer.
Okay, all right. So we got a combat engineer in the building. Salute. And to Abdikrim Hosanna, I know I messed your name up. Said wrestling. What are you commenting wrestling on? Did we talk about wrestling? We can talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
Not tonight, but we can talk about wrestling. And it means let us try. Okay. Is that Latin or something? Let me look this up real quick. I'm trying to end the show and now
I guess
Googling stuff over
I never knew what that shit is. Honestly.
Let's see. The U.S. Army Corps, the Army Corps Engineers motto is Essayons. The term, which is a French phrase meaning let us try, is a nod to the French engineers who aided the American Continental Army during the Revolutionary War. Look at that. Not only are you getting edutained over here, but we're learning something as well. So salute to Justin for making me go to the Googles to figure out the etymology of essayons. And salute to our Army Corps engineers out there. Coach, as always, this was fun. We'll see y'all next week. We just won't be live, but we will see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.